I wanted to ask a question to Rebecca. Is it legal for BYU to pay their student athletes?
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand this. I was going to say before I talk about that his parents actually went and toured the campus and they apparently loved it. They felt it was inclusive. It was wonderful. It was a great environment for their sons. So yeah, we'll just see. But a lot of people don't know how NIL works, the payment. A lot of people, as we post about this, say, oh, our tithing is going here, or the school is spending a lot of money. And that's not how it works. But it's pretty interesting. I can just talk about it for just a second because it's kind of fascinating. So a school cannot pay the athlete, right? That's not how it works. The school can't do it. It's illegal to do that. But what can happen is that these supporter collectives kind of spring up, right? Made up of boosters and other kinds of supporters. And each university has one of these. BYU has one that's called the Royal Blue. And it's made up of people who are able to make large donations, who are committed to getting these kinds of athletes here. And they put their money together and they make a donation to the athlete, who then, comes to the school and plays, but also does some charitable things while they're there, with appearances and things like that. So what's interesting to me as I was reading about this is that at other schools where they've created these collectives and are making giant donations to get athletes to their schools, they have tried to become a nonprofit, a charitable organization, a 501c3. And they've applied. They're a little farther in the timeline, I think, than BYU. And the IRS is saying, what would you guess the IRS is saying?
No way. In fact, if I were the IRS, I'd be saying, what are you talking about? You are working yourselves to death to avoid making yourself a 501c3 organization.
Yeah, they're being denied this status, which I don't know if these collectives realize would be denied when they first, put their little plan in motion. So what that means is when they make a donation, you can't write that off, right? You're just going to have to make that donation. So from what I was reading, it's pretty likely that BYU, they're the Royal Blue collective of high net worth donors and boosters and supporters, they're not going to be able to become a 501c3 either. So that begs the question, will they continue to donate? I'm guessing yes, because this is important to BYU. This is important to the church. The church, I think, is going to have some influence and say, you guys make those donations. It's okay if it's not tax deductible. And this is what I want to look at in the future. Will they find a way? Will they find a way to have the Royal Blue make a, charitable donation to the church? And it's somehow, you'd have to run it through Canada. And then it would somehow make its way back to pay or donate to these NIL players. I don't know. Had you guys heard anything about that? Or what do you think? I thought it was really interesting, something to watch, because if they cannot be a 501c3 and they're making $1 million donations, there might be something that's going to happen behind the scenes. So
how about this? For 2025, you don't have to pay tithing on an amount equal to your donation. Or let's make it twice as much. Let's make it, something that people will want to contribute to.
That is a brilliant idea. And I know there are workarounds. There's one I can't talk about, but I know they've made workarounds like that for people who have done favors to the church before. Yes. Where they kind of like funnel it through tithing. So I think everybody should watch, and probably people that know more than I do about NIL or their 501c3 status might be something to look into.
And remember too, in the very first time we covered this story, one of the things we talked about was that other colleges out there also have the ability to pay their athletes, but nobody could match this amount. This amount was significantly higher than any other school could offer AJ, because the way the church looks at it is that not only are they offering him a deal based on the same way another college would offer him a deal to play basketball and to have his brand lift their program, the church also sees connections here where AJ Dybantsa will be able to help out the church's image. And because of that, there's added value. And so it's the reason why they went so heavy on him and went above and beyond what any other school is offering him. It was not only going to be a reflection of BYU, which is what every other Division I team is trying to do, raise the public image of their team, create a winning program, but the church sees that this could have outreaching influence on positive perceptions on the church itself, And it's the reason why they went a few extra $1 million above what any other school did.
My question is, when the church pays a student athlete $7 million to play for the Cougars, is that the equivalent of getting the second anointing?
It could be. But again, everyone's going to come after us for saying the church pays. The church doesn't pay. It's this booster group. But we're putting forward the idea that the church has ways to, definitely encourage the booster group to donate, if not somehow help them through some, backdoor means. So we'll have to watch. It'll be really interesting. But again, they can buy any player they want, I feel like, don't you? They can have the all-star of all-star teams for any of their sports.
If price is the only object, yes, I agree with you.
Yep. Yeah. And if you notice all of his comments, he talked about all the facilities and the infrastructure in place and the training. And that probably is top notch. Of course, they have the money to do that. So that probably does exist there for him. It probably is an amazing, top of the line program, I'm guessing.
I'll take the second anointing for $7 million, Alex.
You don't already have yours? People have said there are rumors. I don't know.
I can't confirm or deny.
That's it.